Operation Dudula has threatened that foreign learners with no identity documents will not be allowed to enter schools next year. But the chairpersons responsible for the social cluster have warned that no disruption will be tolerated, especially the targeting of foreign learners.
It truly baffles me how some of these leaders, quote-unquote leaders, of African countries treat their citizens, often disregarding or ignoring their concerns. It's a big shame. Hi everyone and welcome to Amagana Observer. Thanks so much for stopping by. Before we dive into this topic, I wanted to say, unfortunately, the We Are Not Safe walk that was supposed to take place tomorrow has been postponed with the excuse that there aren't enough police officers to man us. Yeah, right. This will not stop us. As I mentioned in my last video, I'm recuperating from a cold, which affected my voice. So I couldn't do much on YouTube because my voice was too raspy and hoarse. But it's getting better now. And although the We Are Not Safe walk has been postponed in Ghana, one is taking place in Germany. Ruth 5774 wanted me to announce this. And again, I'm sorry I couldn't come on earlier. My voice was not permitting me to. I don't know whether since the one in Ghana has been cancelled, this will still come on. But because I promised I would announce it, here it is. It's at Frankfurt HBF, coming up tomorrow between 12 and 4 p.m. I'm sure those in Germany will be aware as to whether or not it will still come on. I didn't know what HBF stood for, but apparently it means main. So it's a main train station in Frankfurt, Germany. So anyone in Germany who can show up, if it's still being held, then please do so. As for the one that was supposed to take place in Ghana tomorrow, Saturday, 23rd August, it's been postponed for now, tentatively to September 6th. And now to the video under discussion, because some of these are African leaders are a huge problem because they're not representing the interests of their citizens. I do understand that, yes, diplomacy must have a place in all that we're doing. But why is it that foreigners should have access to public schools? We're not talking private here. Foreigners should pay for their children's school fees in private schools. Public schools are taxpayers' money, funded by taxpayers' money, and should be solely for the citizens of each respective country. What is so hard to understand, to comprehend about that?
Operation Dudula has threatened that foreign learners with no identity documents will not be allowed to enter schools next year. But the chairpersons responsible for the social cluster have warned that no disruption will be tolerated, especially the targeting of foreign learners.
We therefore condemned with the utmost contempt those forms of threats and actions. If you're identifying yourselves as a civil organization, you must be able to understand your footing so that you do not violate the rights that have been enshrined in the Constitution.
Also know that every time there's another fire, this and that, most of those citizens lose their identifications, their IDs and everything. So you'd also be saying to other South Africans, you are legitimate South Africans, you only have access into this facility unless and until you produce an ID. It doesn't matter your ID was burnt in the fire last night or last week.
So now requiring the show of a legitimate ID has become a crime? Like, someone make this make sense. If you were taking care of us, the citizens, properly, this wouldn't happen, this form of activism. If you, quote-unquote, leaders were doing your jobs, these types of activism would not come into play because we trust you to be doing your jobs. But because you don't do your jobs, the citizens have to take it upon themselves to do what they pay you to do. This open border thing that the quote-unquote leaders are trying to shove down the throats of citizens in Africa won't work because not all countries are doing their part It might work with trade, in the area of trade, but not where citizens of respective countries can just up and go plop themselves in another country, expecting to get the same benefits as those citizens of that country. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work like that anywhere. North America is Mexico, USA, Canada. A Mexican just can't come up. They have a trade agreement, yes. But a Mexican cannot just up and say, I'm going to live in Canada. No, you have to follow the laws and the regulations. Neither can a Canadian just say, today I'm a North American, so I'm just going to live in Mexico or the USA. No. So I don't understand why African leaders who have even put systems in place are forcing their citizens into what they're not ready for. It's totally unacceptable. But thankfully, the South African courts seem to see eye to eye with their citizens in the following case.
Thank you very much, and greetings to your viewers. We are very happy and excited with the manner in which the court dealt with this matter. Because since they say that is an urgent matter, and the court says there is nothing urgent about this matter, because they said they should have brought it around July when we started doing this activity. So I want to add to say that these, I wish to say, are waste of time court cases. The court matters they bring to court. Because these, we see that there is a concerted effort to stretch the overburden justice system of South Africa. So that is a problem. And you are very concerned as Operation Dudula and much with the activities and the approach these NGOs are doing. Well,
it's the chutzpah and audacity for me. What you cannot go to their country and do and get away with, they want to come to your country, do it, get away with it, and rub it in your face. Until there's reciprocity, this activism is going to continue. In order to protect ourselves, we Ghanaians, like the South Africans, are going to agitate till our concerns are addressed. And some solutions have to be figured out by our leaders. They cannot bury their heads in the sand and pretend like our concerns are a figment of our imagination. No, we are discerning people, so we know what's going on. Folks, I'm going to end it here. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.